Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Enlightening. Text 18, Text 19 and Text 20 of Chapter 8. Questions by King Parikshit of 2nd Canto, the Cosmic Manifestation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 18. Nrunam sadharano dharmah sa visheshacha yadrushaah shreninam rajarishinam cha dharmah kricha shreshu jivatam. Please also explain what may generally be the common religious affiliations of human society as well as their specific occupational duties in religion, the classification of the social orders as well as the administrative royal order and the religious principles for one who may be in distress. The common religion for all classes of human beings, regardless of whosoever and whatsoever one may be, is devotional service. Even the animals may be included in devotional service to the Lord, and the best example is set by Shri Vajrang Ji or Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Shri Ram. As we have already discussed, even the aborigines and cannibals can also be engaged in the devotional service to the Lord if they happen to be under the guidance of a genuine devotee of the Lord. In the Skanda Puran, there is a narration that a hunter in the jungle became the most enlightened devotee of the Lord by the guidance of Shri Narad Muni. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord can be equally shared by every living being. Religious affiliation in terms of different countries and cultural circumstances is obviously not the common religion of the human being. Rather, the basic principle is devotional service. Even if a particular type of religious principle does not recognize the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the followers still have to obey the disciplinary principles laid by a particular leader. Such a leader of a religious sect is never the supreme leader because such a circumstantial leader comes to the position of leadership after undergoing some penance. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not, however, require to be under disciplinary action to become leader, as we see in the activities of Lord Krishna. The occupational duties of the castes and the orders of society following the principles of livelihood also depend on the principle of devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that a person can achieve the highest perfection of life simply by awarding the results of his occupational duty unto the devotional service to the Lord. People following the principles of devotional service to the Lord can never be put into difficulty, and thus there cannot be any question of apada dharma or religion in distress. As will be explained here by the greatest authority, Srila Shukdev Goswami, there is no religion save and except the devotional service to the Lord, though this may be presented in different forms. Text 19. Tattvanam Parisankhyanam Lakshanam Hetu Lakshanam Purusharadhana Vidhira Yoga Syadhyat Vikasya Cha. Kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic powers. Text 20. Yogeshwaraishwarya Gatira Linga Bhangastu Yoginam Vedopaveda Dharmana Mitihasa Purana Yoha. What are the opulences of the great mystics and what is their ultimate realization? How does the perfect mystic become detached from the subtle astral body? What is the basic knowledge of the Vedic literatures, including the branches of history and the supplementary Puranas? The Yogeshwaras or the master of mystic powers can exhibit 8 kinds of wonders of perfection by becoming smaller than the atom or lighter than a feather, getting anything and everything he desires, going anywhere and everywhere he likes, creating even a planet in the sky, etc. There are many Yogeshwaras having different proficiencies in these wonderful powers, and the topmost of all of them is Lord Shiv. Lord Shiv is the greatest yogi and he can perform such wonderful things far beyond the ordinary living beings. The devotees of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, do not directly practice the process of mystic powers, but by the grace of the Lord, his devotee can defeat even a Yogeshwara like Durvas Muni, who picked up quarrel with Maharaj Ambarish and wanted to show the wonderful achievements of his mystic powers. Maharaj Ambarish was a pure devotee of the Lord, and thus without any effort on his part, the Lord saved him from the wrath of great Yogeshwara Durvas Muni, and the latter was obliged to beg pardon from the king. Similarly, at the time of Draupadi's precarious position, when she was attacked by the Kurus who wanted to see her naked in the open assembly of the royal order, the Lord saved her from being stripped by supplying an unlimited length of sari to cover her. And Draupadi knew nothing of mystic powers. Therefore, the devotees are also Yogeshwaras by the unlimited power of the Lord, just as a child is powerful by the strength of the parents. They do not try to protect themselves by any artificial means, but are saved by the mercy of the parents. Maharaj Parikshit inquired from the learned Brahman Shukdev Goswami about the ultimate destination of the great mystics, or how they attain such extraordinary powers by their own efforts or by the grace of the Lord. He inquired also about their detachment of the subtle and gross material bodies. He inquired also about the purports of the Vedic knowledge. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, the whole purport of all the Vedas is to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus become a transcendental loving servant of the Lord. Hari Krishna.